All right, lads. I'll give you Blackbeard's honest opinion. You ask me, can this new captain promise you a life of prizes, plunder, and adventure? Aye. For amongst all the gentlemen of fortune sailing these West Indies, he ranks amongst the most clever.
The cove is ours!
Why fly a black flag when a black beard will do?
Bloody fucking pirates!
Once an assassin, now their pursuer. I must destroy those who I once called brother. Cormac, Templar of the Colonial, of the American Right.
What is up, guys? We're getting back into it today. We're going to be watching a little bit more Assassin's Creed. For those of you who may not know, I edit Assassin's Creed games into TV shows. So, we watched Assassin's Creed 1, all 6 episodes. Then we watched Assassin's Creed Lineage and episode 1 of Assassin's Creed 2, which starts the EZIO trilogy. And now we're going to get into episode 2 and 3 of Assassin's Creed 2. So, yeah, let's get into it. No need to wait for anything. We are just going to jump right in and start watching. So, here we go.
I've got a little request for you. I've
Sup, little
identified
dude?
several strange markings that I've discovered right across Renaissance Italy. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I want you to help me find out. Rebecca has marked their general location in the database with an eye icon, and she's made them glow as well. Keep an eye out.
So, let's just do some quick math here real quick.
I've got a little request for you.
So Ezio was born in 1459, I believe. Now it's 1476. So he's 17 years old. Yeah, okay, so he's 17 years old here. He puts on his father's assassin outfit and gear for the first time.
I've identified several strange markings that I've discovered right across Renaissance Italy. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I want you to help me find out. Rebecca has marked their general location in the database with an eye icon, and she's made them glow as well. Keep an eye out.
Traditore!
Hey, what's with the swords? Aren't you supposed to arrest me?
No.
Hey, what's up?
Ezio Auditore? What are you doing here at this hour?
I don't...
Wait, child. Take a breath. Collect your thoughts.
My father and brothers have been imprisoned. I was told to bring you this.
I see now. It's a misunderstanding.
So for a long time, I never noticed the weird shadowy figure in the background there, but that's Rodrigo Borgia. He got to the Gonfalonieri first, and obviously this dude is just corrupt. This guy is basically, so at this time the nobles kind of ran the government, and he was kind of the, not necessarily the leader, but like the moderator or the judge, I guess you could say, between the different factions of nobles that ran the government. So, and he is corrupt, paid off, or who knows, but Rodrigo Borgia got to him first.
Ezio, I'll clear everything up.
How?
The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city.
And Ezio just gave the people responsible for the conspiracy the evidence of the conspiracy.
Thank you, Signore.
Of course, my child.
Yikes.
Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
No, grazie. I'll meet you at the piazza.
Don't worry, Ezio.
I mean, when you're writing the story and you got the 17-year-old who doesn't know what's going on, he's naive, young, naive, like, you kind of have to write it this way to where he's just like making big mistakes, like right off the bat.
Everything is going to be fine.
This is like such a big moment in Ezio's character arc too.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices stand accused of the crime of treason. Have you any evidence to counter this charge?
Yes, the documents that were delivered to you last night.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying! Need to get closer.
In the absence of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will!
Father!
It's crazy that he kills, they hang his sons as well.
He's
Like, that's
one of
wild.
them.
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards, arrest him!
Better run, boy. And fast.
That's one thing Ezio didn't learn, is courage. He had courage, like, right from the beginning. He was willing to, like, stand and fight for his family, even though he didn't know what he was doing. So, again with this scene,
Thank you for coming.
this is actually footage from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, because there's like flashback missions or whatever where you interact with Christina, and I figured I'd just put them in their place in the Assassin's Creed 2 story. So in the second mission of the Christina missions in Brotherhood, you actually end up going back to Firenze and you see her, and then I guess, yeah, we'll just watch.
Of course, of course. Tell me, what can I do?
My family's bodies. I can't just leave them hanging from the gallows. I need to give them last rites. Send them on to the next world.
Capisco. Lead the way, Ezio.
They've already been cut down.
What are we going to do?
Hide yourself. I'm going to have a little talk with that guard. Where are the bodies that hung here?
They've already been taken.
Where? Tell me where they are.
I don't know. I think they were taking them down to the river to dump them.
No.
What will you do?
Only one thing to do. Kill them.
No, don't do that. They did nothing wrong.
They follow orders unquestioningly. That makes them...
Ezio?
Va bene. I'll sneak behind their backs. Get my family, one at a time if I have to. And carry them down to the river.
Be careful.
They just like left them laying around on the ground. It's a sad scene, but at the same time it shows, again, like the character building of Ezio. Like he's 17 years old, and he had to go through a lot more than most 17-year-olds have to go through. And it just resulted in building his character from a very young age. All the men in his family were killed, and now he has to be the man in the family.
I have to leave the city. Christina, I want you to come with me.
I want to. But I can't. My family.
So we'll always be together, Christina.
Ezio.
Sir Ezio, thank God. I've been looking everywhere for you.
I couldn't stop them, Annetta. I tried, I swear. But there were so many guards.
Please, come with me. We need to get you off the streets.
What of my mother and sister?
They're safe. I'll bring you to them.
No, it's too dangerous for us to travel together. Tell me where to go and I'll meet you there.
My sister's house, just north of the Duomo.
I'm on my way.
So she says that as though he knows where her sister's house is. I also forgot to mention, I'm trying something new here. Not really, but I did figure out a wired connection, so now I no longer have a wireless connection. Even though the last stream was flawless, I didn't get a single frame drop in an hour and a half. I did get a wired connection, so now it should just be good nonstop. Because I don't think it was my internet speed, it was the actual wireless connection that was messing me up last week. Stardust 199, you wondering if Rodrigo is real? So Rodrigo Borgia was a real person. He became the Pope. He was a corrupt individual, Spaniard. If you want to know more about him and his family, there's actually 2 phenomenal TV shows. One I think is just called Borgia, and the other one is called The Borgia. I don't know where you would find them to watch them. I can't remember where I watched them. I think maybe one of them's on Netflix, or was. I don't. But then it depends where you live, because the Netflix library is actually different depending what country you're in. So I don't know where you would find them, but they're really good. They're actually really good. I'm going to be making a video talking about TV shows that are like Assassin's Creed, coming up soon. Anyway, let's keep going. So Ezio has just gone to the maid's sister's house, which ends up being a brothel.
I think we have the wrong building.
No, this is it.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Messer Ezio. Annetta speaks quite highly of you. I can see why.
I appreciate the kind words, Madonna.
Ti prego. Call me Paola.
Thank you for offering your home to my family, Paola.
It was the least I could do. You must be tired. Perhaps you'd...
No, grazie. I can't stay.
Why? Where are you going?
To kill Uberto Alberti.
I understand your desire for vengeance, but the Gonfaloniere is a powerful man. You are not a killer, Ezio.
Spare me the lecture.
But I can make you one.
And why are you going to teach me how to kill?
I'm not. I'm going to teach you how to survive. Come. Discretion is paramount in my profession. We must walk the streets freely, seen but unseen. You too must learn to blend like us, and become one with the city's crowds.
I remember struggling to film this.
You can go now, girls.
Oh, do we have to? So innocent. He's cute.
Not in the way you might think, but in the way
now that you have learned how to approach the enemy, we need to find you a suitable weapon.
It was hard to portray the training the way they did it,
but you already
in like a
have
realistic sense that you could like watch.
My father's blade and bracer. How did you get them?
By using the same skills I've just taught you.
It's not exactly in working condition.
I assume you're familiar with Leonardo da Vinci.
See, but how does a painter factor into this?
He's far more than that. Bring him the pieces. You'll see.
Before I go, one last question, if I may.
Of course.
Why have you given your aid so readily to me, a stranger?
I too know betrayal.
I wonder what happened to her.
Oh, Ezio Auditore! I didn't expect to see you again. What with all that's happened. Ah, where are my manners? Welcome back. Now, how can I be of service?
I was hoping you could repair something of mine.
Of course. Come, this way. Che pasticcio. Tu santo giorno che cerco. Let me clear a space. All right, let's see it.
There's also a TV show called Da Vinci. Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it's called, just Da Vinci. Also a really good show. I think there's like 3 seasons. But in the show, he builds a flying machine, he builds a tank, he builds like stuff that you see in the game. It's a fantastic TV show as well.
Fascinating. I don't know, Ezio. Despite its age, the construction is rather advanced. I've never seen anything quite like it. I'm afraid there's not much I can do without the original plans. Mi dispiace. Wait.
What are you doing?
The contents of this page are encrypted, but if my theory is correct, based on these sketches, it may very well...
It may very well what?
Please, sit.
Leonardo, Shh.
Remarkable. If we transpose the letters and then select every third... There! It's finished!
Huh? What's finished?
The blade. I managed to decode that parchment of yours. It showed me exactly what to do. Now all that's left is to remove your ring finger.
Really?
I'm sorry, but this is how it must be done. The blade is designed to ensure the commitment of whoever wields it.
Bene. Do it quickly.
So this is also a massive moment in the character building of Ezio's character. He's still only 17 years old here, and he's willing to like go all in, fight guards with no experience, chop off his finger because he's already committed to revenge. He still doesn't know anything about his father's work and what his father was up to, but he's completely committed to his family, and that is a massive characteristic of him. And it's actually one of the reasons the Ezio trilogy is so good is because they spend time in the beginning building up his character and not just getting to the story right away. And so you're getting to know him, and then you learn what he learns as he learns it with him along the way. It's how character development is always about relating the viewer, the reader, the player to the character you want them to like. Nowadays, they're too busy trying to focus on groups of people that are tiny minorities and try to get them to relate to characters instead of just doing broad stroke things like, hey, this guy is willing to do anything for his family, because that applies to literally everybody, no matter your majority or minority status or whatever group you're a part of. That is something that all people can feel that they relate to. And this is a key in having, even people who like just have a mom or just have a dad, or they don't have parents, they grew up with their grandparents or something. Everyone still relates to wanting to do anything like fight for your family and do what you can for your family and stuff. So this is like it's almost genius script writing, where anyone who plays this game, doesn't matter who you are, male, female, black, white, whatever language you speak, everyone can relate now to Ezio because of the way they build his character. And it's genius writing. It really is.
I was only having fun, Ezio. Though the blade once required a sacrifice, it's been modified. You can keep your finger.
Incredible.
Yes, it is. Tell me, do you have other pages like this?
I'm sorry, only the one.
Listen, if you ever do happen across another one of these, please, bring it to me.
You have my word. And thank you for fixing this.
By order of the Florentine Guard, open this door!
Just a moment. Wait here.
So after they kill his family, they start going around to friends of the family.
Are you Leonardo da Vinci?
See, how may I be of service?
I need you to answer some questions.
Certainly. What seems to be the trouble?
A witness claims to have seen you consorting with an enemy of the city.
What? Me? Consorting?
It just went from day to night right there.
When was the last time you saw or spoke with Ezio Auditore?
Who?
Non fare il finto tonto! We know you were close with the family. Perhaps this will help to clear your head. Ready to talk? What about now?
Grazie, Ezio.
Sorry about that.
I've grown accustomed to their abuses.
What of the body?
Bring it inside and put it with the others.
Others?
The city gives them to me for research. See? Like it never happened.
Thank you, Leonardo. For everything.
Anytime. And remember, if you find more of those strange pages, bring them to me. Should they contain new designs, I will upgrade your blade as well.
Of course. Now, I really should be getting back to Paola.
Porgile I miei omaggi.
You were gone for quite a while.
Leonardo likes to talk.
That he does. But I trust he did more than talk. Impressive.
I'm rather fond of it myself.
I've given you the skills. Leonardo's given you the blade. All that remains is the deed.
Where can I find Uberto?
According to my girls, he'll be attending an unveiling tonight of Verrocchio's latest work. It will be held at the Santa Croce cloister.
Watch over my mother and sister while I'm away.
Of course, Ezio. As if they were my own.
Uberto Alberti, trusted friend of the Auditore family. According to the history books, this guy was a saint. He prosecuted murderers, rapists, the worst criminals. One of the best lawyers in Italy, he won every case, in spite of the fact that he was self-taught. Now, I found a back door into the Templars' database server. I've been combing it for some kind of smoking gun. I found it. Apparently, Uberto's family was evicted by the Medici Bank. Uberto's been aching for revenge ever since. And the Templars promised him support. Ezio's father was standing in the way, and Uberto was jealous of his influence over the Florentine government. Two birds with one stone, isn't it? It looks like Uberto used his election to the Signoria as his opportunity to strike.
Again with this,
So
you have overstepped your bounds.
that's one cool thing that actually they did in this game is, I think they do it in the next one as well. I think, before you go after a target, they actually explain to you who the target is, and like from a so Sean Hastings is the assassin's like historian kind of dude who does a lot of the research and into the time periods where Desmond goes, and he gives you like the rundown of the history of this character so that you kind of know what to expect a little bit, I guess. It's great when they keep tying the story that they wrote for the assassin timeline, and how they tie it to the actual historic timeline. I like that.
Berto, who are you to speak of bounds? You who have crowned yourself Lorenzo di Medici, Principe of Firenze.
I've done no such thing.
Of course not. Ever innocent. How convenient. At least now we see how far your reach extends, which is to say, nowhere at all. It has proved a valuable lesson for me and my allies.
Yes. Your allies, the Pazzi. Is that what this is about?
Be careful with your words, Lorenzo. You might attract the wrong sort of attention.
Oh, did you know how to treat a lady? Or was that for me?
Stay put.
Oh, dear. Pleasant surprise.
Good evening, Gonfaloniere. To you as well. I trust you're enjoying yourselves.
Indeed, a nice distraction from that nasty business with the Auditore family.
And to think I once thought of Giovanni as a brother.
Don't blame yourself. How could you have known what evils he planned?
I say we strike that traitor's name from the record books. Let history forget he ever even existed.
Yes, if you'll excuse me for a moment.
That dude's such a snake.
It is my duty to ensure that the city of Firenze remains a shining beacon of justice. Corruption and its ilk shall find no purchase here so long as I am in control.
You are a treasure, Uberto. I hope Lorenzo recognizes that.
Yes, our great leader, Lorenzo.
Get him, Ezio.
I'll see you ladies later.
Dino, che ti piace?
No mercy.
You would have done the same. To save the ones you love.
Yes, I would. And I have.
The Auditori are not dead! I'm still here! Me! Ezio! Ezio Auditore!
My brother, you don't have the stone.
I think it's best I leave Firenze.
Where will you go?
My Uncle Mario owns a villa near Monteriggioni.
You're still a wanted man, Ezio.
What would you have me do then?
I've seen posters all across the district. Tearing them down will help the city forget your face. No doubt the heralds also incite the public. Bribe them, and they'll speak of other things. Or you could hunt those who bear false witness against you. They traded dignity for coin. Their loss would not be mourned. Do any of these things, and you should be free to leave.
I've added a program for tracking notoriety. This little meter will help you know how far you are between notorious and incognito.
Do not be taken in by malicious rumors. This man is a brutal, cold-hearted killer. We must all work toward his apprehension.
It's kind of funny how the news has not changed. The way the media, the way it works. It's like, I'm just going to pay this guy off. He's going to not say. Because it's not necessarily paying them to say what you want them to say. It's usually paying them to not say what you don't want people to hear. And this is like 500 years ago. Nothing has changed.
Bentornato, Ezio. Were you successful?
Yes. Madre?
This is kind of rough because they don't know yet.
They wouldn't let us leave. And Mother, oh, she hasn't spoken a single word since we left the house. Father will need to sort things out. Where is Father? And Federico? And Petruccio?
I think Maria knows.
Something's happened.
She just
What do you mean? No, it's impossible.
Claudia.
No.
I did everything I could, Piccina. Listen, right now what matters is getting us all someplace safe. But to do that, I need you to stay focused. Do you understand? Good. Will you watch over Mother for me? Then we are ready. Thank you again for everything.
Stay safe, Ezio. Stay vigilant. I suspect the road ahead is yet long.
That's an understatement.
How could this have happened to us?
I don't know.
Will we ever be back?
I don't know. Seguimi.
What will happen to our house?
I don't know.
Were they given a proper burial?
Yes. They were.
See, that's also another reason I wanted to add the Christina mission stories, flashbacks in Brotherhood to Assassin's Creed 2 in this timeline. Well, they happen in the same timeline, but I wanted to actually take the flashbacks and make them not flashbacks. One of the reasons, my actual main reason, was this instant right here, where she asks her brother, she asks Ezio, were they given a proper burial? And in Assassin's Creed 2, like, you haven't been to Brotherhood yet. So as far as you know, they haven't been given a good burial. But then you find out later in the flashback memory that Ezio went and got them and took them and buried them properly and stuff. So I figured I need to put that flashback before this moment at some point. And it worked out really well. I'm kind of proud of myself for editing it in a way that makes more sense, using the flashbacks.
We should be close.
Grazie Dio.
Buongiorno, Ezio. How could you leave Firenze without saying a proper goodbye?
Ezio!
What do you want, Vieri?
So many things. A larger palazzo, 2 new steeds, a prettier bride. Oh, and yes, your life. Finish him, and do not spare the women. What sorcery is this?
Not sorcery, boy. Skill.
Show yourself!
As you wish. Here, use this.
Kill them! Kill them all!
I like how it says defend your family there. I don't know what happened to Ubisoft. This was actually, so in the beginning, because I've already played all Assassin's Creed games and most of them multiple times, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to pretend like Ezio is not like too good, because he hasn't been fully trained or anything yet. So like you can see right there, I was fighting this guy, and then I kind of hold back a bit and let the mercenary take him out. Because I kind of, you know what I mean, like, make it seem like that guy just helped Ezio because he couldn't do it by himself. And this is so this is iconic.
Do I know you from somewhere?
It's a me.
Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario.
So
Uncle
funny.
Mario.
It's been too long, Nipote. Far too long. I heard what happened in Firenze. Terrible. Come, let's get you all away from here.
That song. I gotta learn that on the piano. So, I just love how, I'm pretty sure every episode in this season ends with that song. It like builds up and then drops on the credits. So that is Assassin's Creed Season 2, episode 2. Now let's move on to episode 3. Just gonna pull it up here. Oh, there's just something about, like, there's something about the whole EZIO trilogy that, like, draws me in. I don't know if it's the Italian history. I mean, it's probably everything put together, but the Italian history during the Renaissance, specifically, and then Ezio just being just a fantastic human being, really. Like, his parents, they wrote it so, like, you know, you could tell, like, his parents really raised him well. They raised him as a noble, even though technically they're not a noble family. They just, we find out later on, but Ezio's dad saved Lorenzo Medici from drowning, and so their families became close friends, and because of that, Ezio's family got opportunities they would have never otherwise gotten, and so they kind of became nobles. They weren't really born nobles. From what I can tell, I could be wrong, but that's just what, from what I can tell. Episode 3, so they're now coming to the villa. He's still 17 years old, depending on the month. The good old villa. I believe this villa is real. It's like a tourist attraction now. It's real minus all the Assassin's Creed insignia.
They executed father for treason. Federico and Petruccio too. And they came for me.
Do you know why?
I have no answers, Uncle. Only a list of names taken from a man who wished me dead. I still can't believe they are gone.
Don't worry. We will make sense of this.
I wish I shared your optimism. I thought Monteriggioni was an enemy of Firenze.
For now. Next year it will be its friend, the year after its enemy again, and on and on. I cannot keep track, so I have stopped trying. These are honest, hard-working people. Our shops may only carry simple goods, but they're well-made and dependable. Did you know the Villa Auditore is almost 200 years old? It was built by my great-grandfather, a strange man who carried all kinds of secrets. Keep your eyes open, and you might discover a few of them yourself.
So that's something I didn't really put in the game much. There's a whole lot of gameplay and, like, not very much story for that part. So I don't think I used any of it. But Ezio's grandfather worked on a ship with, like, Marco Polo's... With Marco Polo or with Niccolo Polo? One of the two, but that's how... Because I always wondered, what was the connection between, like, Ezio and Altair? And it's actually made through the Polos, which is another just massive, like, historical rabbit hole to go down. Like, the Polos were traders, not traitors, but traders. So they, like, traveled around, and they ran into Altair when he was super old. They did a favor for him, and then it kind of, like, that's how they connect. Also through blood, obviously, with the Eagle Vision and all of that. But it's a whole nother, like, rabbit hole you could go down that I didn't add in here because, like I said, there's very little story for how much gameplay there was. But it's kind of mentioned here a little bit.
With all the fighting that's been going on, this place has started to get a bit rough around the edges. I wish I could do something about it, but I just don't have the time or money to fix things up. Guess that's life, huh? Here we are. Casa Dolce Casa.
It's most impressive, Uncle.
She's seen better days, I suppose. Believe me, I'd have her shining again if only I had the time. Now that you have had the tour, Nipote, you should go and outfit yourself. My men in the market are expecting you. Return here when you're finished, and we'll begin.
Begin? Begin what?
I thought you'd come here to train.
No, Uncle. I came here to escape Firenze. And I intend to take my family further still.
But what about your father? He'd want you to finish his work.
What work? My father was a banker.
Wait, he did not tell you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ma che me combini, Giovanni? Where to even begin? Go and fetch...
I think also Giovanni didn't tell Ezio what was going on. He was still 17, and he had an older brother. So there's a good chance Ezio's older brother actually did know a whole bunch of stuff. But it kind of happens in the family when you get older, obviously, to protect kids from all the craziness.
The gear in the market. It will give me time to think.
But
that's that. We'll talk more later. Some spending money should you need it. And if you find yourself in need of rest, I've prepared a room for you on the top floor of the villa.
I only serve the elite.
No need to be shy, amico.
don't worry. We're only staying here for a little while.
I don't like it here. I want to go home.
I know. Salute, uncle. I did as you asked.
And quickly too, ben fatto. Now, let's teach you how to fight.
No. As I said, we are leaving.
Ezio, you barely held your own against Vieri. You won't survive a week on the road. If you want to leave, so be it. But at least do so armed with the skills and knowledge necessary to defend yourself. If not for me, for your mother and sister.
Fine.
Ottimo.
You said my father was more than just a banker.
No. Guys, I did it again. You guys can hear it, but you can't see it because I didn't put it up. I didn't put it up again. I forgot. Sorry. I'm not going to start again. We're like over 4 minutes in. You heard it though.
No use dancing around.
Again, no one said anything.
Your father.
I guess people are watching while they're doing other stuff.
I told you before. My father was a paper pusher.
How many people do we have in here? 4?
He was born and bred.
5?
I find this difficult to believe.
What of the list you carry? Do you think it's merely a catalog of debts? It holds the names of those responsible for your father's murder.
All this talk of assassins and Templars, it reeks of fantasy.
Like something from an old parchment covered in arcane writing, perhaps?
How did you know?
You have your father's blade. I figured you'd have the codex page he was holding as well.
Codex?
See, a guide to the inner workings of the Order. Its origin, purpose, and techniques. Our creed, if you will. Your father believed the codex contained a powerful secret. Something that would change the world. Perhaps it's why they came for him.
Assassins, Templars, codex pages. This is a lot to take in.
You need to open your mind, Ezio. Always remember, nothing is true, everything is permitted.
So I had to kind of in a later scene you're gonna see Ezio talks about how he kind of has been going through his uncle's books and stuff, learning about the assassins and what his father was a part of and stuff. But that doesn't actually show that, so I kind of thought I'd make like a mini little montage of him, you know, going like walking from like bookshelf to bookshelf, just to make it seem like, you know, he's actually curious, he's actually looking into some of the stuff. You can always improve a story with editing. Always.
Ezio, look at her. I still can't get her to talk. She spends all day and night in front of those feathers Petruchio used to collect. She can't let them go. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry. She'll come back to us. I know it.
Don't think I haven't seen you picking apart my library. I trust you believe me now?
Yes. My father was an assassin. But why the need for such secrecy?
Are you familiar with the Templars? One of several knightly orders formed during the Crusades. History teaches they were disbanded nearly 200 years ago in France. Only they weren't. Merely pushed underground, where they continued their nefarious work.
What work?
The Templars seek dominion over man, and we, the assassins, are sworn to stand against them.
Was Uberto one of them?
Yes.
And the other names on my father's list?
Templars as well.
That means Vieri.
Just like his father, Francesco. Likely the entire Pazzi family.
It would explain many things.
You're making fine progress, Ezio. Today I'm going to teach you how to position yourself in battle. Where you stand and how you move can make all the difference.
I had to actually show like some of like Mario training Ezio.
Well done, Nipote. You've really come into your own.
Thank you, Uncle, for all you have given me.
Your family. Such is my duty and my desire.
I'm glad you had me stay.
Good. You've reconsidered leaving.
We sail for Spain in 3 days.
But Nipote, I have given you these skills that you might be better prepared to strike against our enemies.
And if they find me, I will.
You want to leave, Ezio? To throw away everything your father fought and died for? To deny your heritage? Fine! Come vuoi. Arrivederci e buona fortuna.
Uncle, wait! Why is he so upset?
How can he not be? Vieri's been harassing us ever since you first arrived. To be expected, I suppose, given his heritage.
It seems like Uncle Mario's blind in one eye. I just realized that
Where
right
is
now.
everyone?
They ride for San Gimignano to slay that snake, Vieri.
I wish to join them.
You'll find what you need at the stables.
Tuscany, 1478. So Ezio is now 19 years old, I believe, or almost 19, depending on the month.
Ezio, what are you doing here?
Taking responsibility. Vieri troubles you because of me.
Vieri troubles us because he's a Templar, and we are assassins.
Either way, I wish to help.
Va bene. Then listen close. First, we must find a way inside the city, though it seems Vieri expects us. He has sealed the gates and sent his men to guard them. Fortunately for us, the city is larger than his host. The southern gate suffers for it, so this is where we'll strike. Pronti? All right, Ezio. Here's how it is going to work. My men and I will distract the guards. Once we have engaged them, get yourself over the wall and find a way to open the gate. Take these throwing knives. Use them to dispatch the archers.
I'm ready when you are.
Then let us begin. Well done, Ezio. We're in. This way, men. I want you to distract those guards and keep them from raising the alarm. Hopefully it will buy me enough time to find and silence Vieri.
Va bene.
Wait, Nipote. Take a few of my men with you, just to be safe. Come join me once they're dealt with.
In these conversations.
Here's your last. Where do you think you're going?
Ezio! Your uncle's under attack and needs help. Go to him!
I want you to go on ahead and root out that snake. See that justice is done.
Find Vieri de Pazzi. Go get him.
It's settled. Vieri, you will remain here to coordinate the mercenary. Francesco will organize our forces in the city and send word when it's time to strike. Jacopo, your job is to calm the citizens once the deed is done.
What of that ubriacone Mario? He continues to harass my forces, and I fear he'll discover what we intend.
He's always been trouble. Just like that bastardo brother of his.
Then let me reunite them, father.
There will be plenty of time to clean up the rifiuti when we're finished. Now, is there anything else? Muy bien. May the Father of Understanding guide you.
May the Father of Understanding guide you.
Comandante! Comandante!
What?
Mario Auditore has invaded the city. He comes for you.
Then let's not keep him waiting. No, Ezio! I'll make sure your death comes quickly.
Kind of wish there were more choice words between these two here. This is a great moment, too.
What are you and your allies planning? Is this what my father discovered? Is this why he was killed?
I'm sorry. Were you hoping for a confession?
Pezzo di merda! Vorrei solo che avesse sofferto di più! Hai avuto la fine che meritavi! Spero che
Enough, Ezio! Show some respect.
Respect? After all that's happened, do you think he would have shown either of us such kindness?
You are not Vieri. Do not become him. Che la morte ti dia le pace che cercavi. Requiesca in pace. Take this.
So good.
Read it when you have the time. Our work here is finished. Let us return to the villa.
So good. Such a good moment.
And here he is,
our campione Ezio.
Oh, hey, Ezio! I see you've wasted no time starting the celebration.
And why not? You've done us a great service, Nipote. With Vieri dead, La Toscana will grow quiet once more. Do you know what that means?
Basta lavorare.
Si passa tutto il giorno a bere.
E a puttane. What? It's true.
Come, Ezio, walk with me.
Yes, uncle. The Spaniard.
He is Rodrigo Borgia, one of the most powerful men in all of Europe, and leader of the Templar Order.
Which makes him responsible for the murder of my father and brothers.
Yes, and he will kill you too, given the chance.
Then I must stand against him if I wish to be free. But not until every other Templar has fallen to my blade. Father's list will guide me.
Where will you go next?
Firenze. Francesco de Pazzi will share the fate of his son.
A sensible next step. No doubt he intends evil for the city. All right, that's enough grim talk for one night. I'll be in my study if you need me.
Salute, Claudia.
Our uncle is un mostro. This is outrageous.
What's happened?
He's making me work. If Father was here, I'd never be stuck behind a desk like this.
And what are the terms of this supposed enslavement?
Since someone decided we're going to stay here, Zio Mario suggested we try and find the money to repair the villa. Problem is, there isn't any.
I bet I can bring in some money.
Oh, great. More work for me. Well, benissimo. If you start paying for improvements to the town, I'll keep track of them in this book. And since I have nothing better to do, I'll also make note of any objects you bring in from the outside. If you actually get this place up and running, travelers might visit and spend money. Although I doubt anyone will want to come this far out of the city. But if they do, I'll keep the money we make in this chest. You're going to have to show up to take it to the bank yourself. Because when it gets full, I'm just going to take the extra cash for myself. Capito?
Deal. Buongiorno. Is there something wrong?
Yes, Sir Mario hired me to deal with this mess, but I'm an architetto, not a miracle worker. Without money, I can't fix any of these buildings.
And if someone brought you money?
Then we'd be in business. You must be Ser Ezio. Am I right?
Uncle, I like this architetto.
He gets very observant when he can smell mud.
If you want to fix up this town, I'm going to need it. I have a price list here for new shops and renovations. Just bring me gold, make a choice, and I'll begin at once. If I build you a shop, you, as the landlord, can purchase goods there at lower rates. If you invest more money in the shop, you get an even greater discount. As for renovations, well, you'll be bringing the town and villa back to life. As Ser Mario tells me, that was very important to your great-great-grandfather. Plus, when you buy shops and renovations, you'll be increasing the number of people who visit, causing your income to increase. So, let's take a look, shall we?
So this was cool. I edited a thing where it changes like the buildings into what they are. Not all of them, but some of them. So that's not in the game. I just made that myself to show like the upgrading of the town. It was difficult. I had to do it at the same time of day, from the exact same spot.
Look familiar?
Oh, the codex pages.
Yes. Your father managed to find and translate a few before he...
Here.
This is not your father's work. Someone else has translated it.
Leonardo da Vinci, a friend.
Do you see the way the words cross from one page to the next?
There is something underneath it all. Kind of map. Where is it supposed to lead?
Your father and I managed to make out bits of a prophecy scrawled across these pages. It was written by an assassin like us, who long ago held a piece of Eden. His name was Altair. He spoke of something powerful and ancient hidden beneath the land.
What is it?
What indeed? Solving that little mystery is exactly why we collected these pages.
Then let me help. Each time I take on my father's work. All of it.
I think it's time I showed you something. This is the sanctuary. It was built by my great-grandfather to honor the memory of the Assassin Order.
So something that's really cool, I just thought was super cool, is this is Amunet. Here, this the statue with a snake is Amunet. I believe it's this one. And that is actually Bayek's wife. Because she went on to become a really cool historical assassin. And so I always thought it was really cool that they had that in here.
By my great-grandfather to honor the memory of the Assassin Order and protect its secrets. Look around. These are the assassins who guarded the freedom of humanity when it was most threatened. And this is the armor of Altair. Little is known about Altair's life, but his armor is light and very strong. I'd give it to you, but I don't know how to retrieve it. My great-grandfather told me it would remain locked away until all its protectors were made whole. I heard rumors of crypts located throughout Italia, hidden tombs filled with treasure, where these six were moved centuries ago. Maybe they have something to do with it. In my younger days, I sought the six myself, with no success. Perhaps you will have better luck.
In order to achieve perfect synchronization with EZIO, you have to get that armor.
This is so good. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time, and it's not even close. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's like I was talking about earlier, creating a character, whoever your protagonist is gonna be, there is a way to relate them to all people using very basic universal things like family. Everyone has a family. I mean, even if you're abandoned as a baby, you're adopted, or what, you have a family. Even if it could even just be a really close group of friends, those people become your family. And so they use that in the story to get everyone to relate to Ezio. It's like, it's such a genius way to get everyone to love it, because you don't even have to love the game, you don't have to love the story that much. If you love the character, you're going to be invested in their story, even if the story isn't that good. And oh man, I don't know what happened to Ubisoft. Like, it isn't rocket science. It's like, oh hey, this person we hired helped write the Ezio games, and those were a hit. They were really good. Everyone liked them. We should hire that person again. Instead, it's like, oh no, we already used them once. Let's use someone else. Let's give someone else a turn. And it's like, it's not about turns. It's about who does it the best. Who does it the best? Let's get them. And unfortunately, they don't do that anymore. So now we're getting games that I won't even consider exist because they're terrible. They're terribly written, and they're written for the wrong reasons also. Like story writing is not that difficult. It really is not that difficult. All you have to do is especially once you've done something, let me turn that off. Once you've done something that works, to then turn away from that is just, I mean, that's seppuku. We'll just put it that way, if you know what I mean. But no, like, something I didn't think that would happen is how much. So once you watch something you like and you watch it over and over and over, it does kind of get old. But something about the Assassin's Creed Ezio story that is it just never gets old for me. And it's almost like I kind of learn something new every time. Like, I filmed and edited this, but only now did I really just realize I'm pretty sure Mario is blind in his left eye. I never even considered that. Never really thought about it. But you realize he's got like a scar here, and that his one eye is like grayed out, which probably means I'm guessing he's blind in that eye. I've never even thought about that. Even though I've probably played Assassin's Creed 2 minimum half a dozen times. Minimum. And then I just, last year I recorded this and edited it into a TV show series, and I still did not ever really comprehend, like, oh, Uncle Mario must be blind in his left eye, because it's like, I only just now realized that. And so it's cool how if good writers write a story, and it usually has a lot of depth, and with that depth comes a lot of new things, I guess. Like, the deeper you go, like first time playthrough, you usually don't get that deep. You're usually enjoying the gameplay mostly and stuff. But then when you actually, so that's the thing with like watching a video game, you're not focused on like playing and like all the goals the game sets out for you, like, oh, gotta get this armor, I want that weapon, I gotta make this much money, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, then I'll go unlock this area. Like, instead of doing all that stuff, you're actually really focusing on the story. And that's actually something I'm kind of proud of, because one of my goals when I set out to turn Assassin's Creed into a TV show was I wanted to make it so that it was deep. I wanted to show off the depth of the story. And I think I did a pretty good job so far. I don't know, maybe you guys can, in the comments, agree or disagree, or I don't know, maybe you haven't seen all of the Assassin's Creed TV shows that I've made using the games, but maybe you should go check them out and tell me what you think. Because instead of playing these games over and over, I'm definitely just going to come back and watch them, because the number one thing about the games I do enjoy is the story. And instead of sitting there and playing and, like I said, focusing on all these other things, I like to just sit and like listen to the story, listen to the conversations the characters have, think about them, and also just like the history of it all, take that all in alongside the story. It's really, really awesome. Another TV show that I will definitely recommend, 100%, not even close, one of the best shows for sure, is Medici, which I think it's on Netflix. It might be a Netflix original, actually. I believe there's 3 seasons. 3, maybe 4. No, I think there's 3. But it's very well done. Phenomenal acting, phenomenal cast, phenomenal directing, writing. It's just really good. And then it also is, it's a history drama, because Medici was a banking family that basically, like, people don't realize the Renaissance didn't happen because of artists. The Renaissance happened because the Medici Bank started giving money to poor people. Artists were poor people. So artists all of a sudden were able to create. And they created a culture that completely changed the world. And so a lot of people don't really understand it, but the Medici family, their bank, pretty much overthrew the whole noble royal, like royal noble serf system. Yeah, and it's fascinating. And in the TV show, they kind of show you that Lorenzo, his great-grandfather was not a rich banker. He just wasn't. But the family turned themselves into nobles within like 3 generations, and then probably within 1 generation, actually, because Lorenzo's grandfather was like full noble, like nobility. A lot of the other noble families didn't really see them that way, but they owned a bank. They were probably more wealthy than most of the other nobles. They were loaning money to noble families, and they did a lot of good, actually. The Duomo, I believe the Duomo was funded, the building of it was funded by Cosimo Medici, which I think I'm leaving out a generation there somewhere, but Cosimo was his grandfather, and he funded the building of the Duomo. I could be wrong. I'm not a historian, but from what I remember, I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And the Duomo is like an iconic building in Italy. Not even just Italy, but all of Europe. Still there today. But yeah, that's been a good episode. I'm not gonna watch the third episode. I mean, that was the third episode. We'll watch 4 and 5 in the next one. How long is episode 4? It is half an hour, and then episode 5 is 25 minutes. So that's good. We'll watch both of those in the next episode, or the next live stream. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Yeah, tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, I'm releasing episode 3 of Assassin's Creed Rogue. Since I started live streaming, the algorithm on my channel's kind of got all messed up. And when I upload a video, it gets like no view. I have 2,000 subscribers, and usually I can get like several hundred views on a video. But I didn't upload for a month, and then I started live streaming, and then now when I upload a video, it doesn't really push my videos. It pushes my live streams more, which is weird, because I feel like less people are interested in the live streams than the actual videos. But so yeah, go over there, check out the video, share it with people. Sharing the video is like the biggest thing you can do. Sharing and commenting. I don't really care if you like or dislike. You can like a video, that's great. I think it does help in some way. I'm pretty sure if you dislike a video, it helps just as much. So if you don't like what I'm doing, go ahead and dislike the video. But then also just leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I don't just like to teach, if that makes sense. Not that I'm teaching, but like talk down. I'm not entirely sure what I mean to say, but like I like to converse with other people about Assassin's Creed and learn from them as much as they learn from me. Not just like here, learn from me. Like, anyway. So thanks for tuning in to this live stream, and I will catch you guys in the next stream tomorrow. Usually I try to stream around 7 p.m. General Mountain Time, North American time. Every day at around 7 p.m. So we'll see you then. What's up, Mr. Green? This is the end of today's stream. But thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.